Good evening everybody and welcome to the vlog for Thursday, August 31st, 2017. I hope you're all doing well. So the topic of today's video, I kind of want to be a reoccurring segment on these vlogs. So I'm just going to quickly run through a few of the games I'm playing right now and a couple games that are in my backlog that I'm really trying to get to at some point soon. So because I just got the Nintendo Switch very recently, I've been playing a number of games on that. So first and foremost, I'm going to give a huge shout out to Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Now this game actually came out on Tuesday and I've put a decent amount of time into it. So far I'm about a third of the way through the second world, but it's basically a grid-based tactical strategy game featuring characters from the Mario and Rabbids universe combined. And it's a really unique juxtaposition of characters and gameplay elements that I think makes a very fun and interesting game. And it's basically a turn-based game where you move your characters around the map and you use a variety of weapons and power-ups to defeat all the other enemies on the map. And so it's a very strategic game and you can take as long as you want to plan your moves out, and I think it has a lot of similarities to chess. Anyways, I think that's a very cool game, and if you have a Nintendo Switch, I would highly recommend buying it. It's a sleeper hit in my opinion. So the next game on the Switch that I've been playing is Mario Kart, and this is quickly becoming my favorite Mario Kart game that I've ever played. Personally, I think it's the most balanced and it favors skill much more than luck. But then again, it is Mario Kart and there always is just a little bit of luck involved. But for single player, I've played through all the Grand Prix and unlocked Gold Mario and the Gold Mario Kart, and as of lately I've been playing a pretty good amount of online, and online has been super fun. It's very competitive and I feel like it's just making me a better Mario Kart player overall. And so the final game that I've purchased on the Switch is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I haven't played a whole lot so far. It seems to be a massive game that you can just spend dozens and dozens and dozens of hours playing, and there's all sorts of side quests and things to upgrade and deep systems. So I'd be surprised if I ever got to a point where I couldn't find something to do in that game. But that being said, I'm not like falling head over heels about it like a lot of other people are. Personally, I haven't played a whole lot of the Zelda games, so I don't really have an affinity to the series or anything like that. In fact, I think this is actually the first Zelda game that I've actually owned. But it's been interesting and there's all sorts of strange characters and it's been pretty entertaining so far. Oh, and then one last thing on the Nintendo Switch. Last weekend there was a online trial version for the game ARMS. And ARMS is sort of like a fighting game where you control a player who can basically shoot their arms out and make these like really long punches and grabs on the other player. And so basically the game puts you in this like baby level tutorial and then threw you right into online play. And so I didn't really have a whole lot of time to get familiar with the controls because the controls are very strange. So I pretty much just got destroyed online a couple times and then kind of gave up on the game. And then the trial period expired, so that was pretty much my experience with the game ARMS. Now, onto the PS4, and this is where my backlog starts to get huge. So I'm not going to run you through all the games that I need to play, but I'm just going to shout out a couple of them. So pretty recently there was a sale on the game Shovel Knight, and I picked that up right away because I've heard so many good things about it and I just wanted to give it a shot myself. And that really is an excellent 2D platformer. If you're into those kinds of games, I would highly recommend picking it up. It's got very tight controls and a lot of unique enemies and bosses. And personally, I'm pretty terrible at the game, but I'm having a ton of fun playing through it. And the next game on PS4 that I've really been trying to find time to play is Horizon Zero Dawn. And Horizon Zero Dawn, I think I talked about in one of my vlogs a while back. And I haven't really played too much more since then, but Guerrilla Games, again, props to them. They have created an awesome world with all sorts of things to do and robot dinosaurs to destroy. But that's another one that I think is going to take up a whole lot of my time, so I really just need to find some good time to play that. So after Horizon Zero Dawn, we'll move on to the game Until Dawn. Now Until Dawn is a narrative-focused game where you're interacting with objects in the world and you're picking things up and you're reading things to try and figure out more about the story. And as you play through the story, you make different choices that affect the outcome of the game. But it seems to have a pretty interesting story so far, and one of the main characters in the game is actually the star of the show Mr. Robot, Rami Malek, or Malik or something. Next up in the backlog is Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 is an alternate history telling of World War I. And the single player campaign is actually broken up into like 4 or 5 vignettes, which are basically just like a short, complete story that follows one or two characters. And they'll take place at different times and locations of the war. And I've played through most of them. I think I only have like one or two left to do. But the ones I have played, I've enjoyed very much, and I can't wait to get back to finish off that game. And I also kind of want to jump into some online multiplayer in that game because I really enjoyed the online multiplayer in Battlefield 4. And the final and probably longest game in my backlog is Persona 5. So Persona 5 is a Japanese role-playing game, and I'd be giving it absolutely zero justice trying to explain it to you right now. But that game has such an amazing art style, and the combat has been really fun too. It's kind of a turn-based combat similar to Pokemon, but it's certainly much more advanced than that. Anyways, this is one of these crazy long games where you just need to grind, and I hear stories of people playing this game for like 80 or even 100 hours just to beat this game. But so far it's been an awesome game, and I really want to try and beat it even if it takes me like 5 years to do it. So those are my main games in the backlog for the PS4, and I'm also kind of actively playing a few other games that are similar to the game that I'm developing, just so I can kind of get an idea of what those games have done and how I can apply it to my game. Anyways, these games are The Binding of Isaac, Spelunky, Galaxy Z, Resogun, and Dead Nation Apocalypse Edition. All of those games are fantastic games with great gameplay, and you should definitely look into them if you're at all interested in roguelikes or twin stick shooters. And so the final one that I'll leave you with today is actually a game on PC, and that is Mike Bithel's most recent game, Subsurface Circular. And there's a very good chance that you haven't heard of this game because he kind of stealth released it a couple weeks ago. As I've mentioned, I'm an avid listener of the Bithel Games podcast, and if you're all into independent game development, you should definitely be listening to that podcast. And in the weeks leading up to the release, they were kind of teasing something, saying that there was a big announcement coming up, and then just kind of out of nowhere, the game was just out. But anyways, it seems like it's kind of like a text-based adventure game with a really good art style. The story seems very interesting too. You're basically like a robot detective and you're trying to solve some mysteries. Honestly, I've been kind of trying to avoid spoilers and any other things like that to the game. But basically, I think you can finish it in about 2 hours or so I just kind of need to block out some time, maybe this weekend, to play it. Anyways, that just about does it for the games that I'm actively playing right now, and a little list of some of the games that I want to get back to. So let me know what you think of these games, and let me know what you're playing down in the comment section below. If you made it this far in the video, thank you very much for watching, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I have a lot of really cool things planned for this channel that you won't want to miss. A few of those things won't be happening for another couple months, so I'm going to hold off on saying anything for now, but I'm very excited about it, and I hope you guys will be too. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like this where I talk about some of the games that I'm playing right now, be sure you hit that like button to let me know that you guys enjoyed it. It takes like 2 seconds, come on. Anyways, that's just about gonna do it for me, so I hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out.